Okay, I've had enough. Just to prove how rubbish and non-canonical they are, I've got a Pokemon Adventures magazine. Not going to need to buy a second one because it's just going to be proven that it's rubbish and non-canonical for all of you.
1 week later.
Um, I can explain. These aren't for me. These are a gift for my Snorlax. See, Snorlax. What do you mean you can't read? Oh yeah, because you can't open your eyes. I guess I'll have to read them then. Hello everyone, Akanato here, and today I'm going to be doing a bit of a review of Pokemon Adventures manga, specifically Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3, also known as the Red Blue chapter. Now the way Pokemon Adventures works is that you've got certain volumes and they follow a main protagonist which is following the games. So the first 3 volumes is the Red Blue chapter where it follows Red and his rival Blue, which is the traditional rival from Gen 1 that we all know and love or hate, the one we all call Asphalt. And they also have another rival character introduced, which is Green. And it sort of follows them fighting Team Rocket. There is more as they go on, but the reason that I stop at issue 3 is because Volume 4 follows Yellow. So that follows the yellow plot line. It's sort of a very different plot line, so it's just sort of appropriate to do the first 3 volumes first. So as I mentioned, we follow Red in his adventure. Red is a very interesting character. He is kind of very similar to Ash with his sort of rashness, but at the same time a very intelligent and competent trainer as well. One thing which the thing does quite well is that it does have him weak, but it does have the emphasis on weak Pokemon not having to lose, basically. It's like, quite often you can win the battles by being smart, by thinking outside the box, whereas in sort of everything else, it's like strength is the most important thing. We start off with Red as a relatively newbie trainer. He has a Poliwrath. It was originally a Poliwag, then it was a Poliwhirl as his starter Pokemon. He obtains Green and Pikachu and
Did I just call Bulbasaur green? I think I might be an idiot.
several other Pokemon through the course of the first chapters. And it follows him fighting Team Rocket. Now it is although it sticks to the games quite well, it is also a completely different thing to what you would expect. There are certain characters who are allianced with Team Rocket, which did surprise me. I mean, we all know Giovanni's the leader of Team Rocket. That's not a plot twist, even though it is a relatively big plot twist in these, but we all know that from all the other medias. But there are people on there where it's like they're shown as pillars of strength and good in every other media, yet in the adventures they are evil, they are corrupted. It follows some very interesting plots as to how the different characters go. It's got a lot of different aspects to it. It is a lot darker, is one thing to note, is that there's a lot of things that annoy me about the anime, and it's usually the stuff that is kid-friendly. These are a lot darker. It's like how when they are having big Pokemon battles, when he is fighting Team Rocket, it's like he is getting attacked as well. Red is getting attacked, Blue is getting attacked, Green is getting attacked. The people are getting attacked, and that's a very fair tactic, as it would be in a world of Pokemon. They are trying to kill Red as opposed to just beat him. They don't just, oh, you've beat me in a Pokemon battle, now I'm going to surrender to you. It is an interesting dynamic of actually having a realistic world of Pokemon. And also, it's one where not everyone is a Pokemon trainer, which is an interesting little thing. It's sort of like he'll go to towns and he will be the Pokemon trainer that has come to town. It does still have the gym systems and everything like that, and that's sort of the goal, as you can obviously sort of guess, with the Volume 3 having the Pokemon League tournament. And yeah, it follows the story very well, I think. It does enhance the story in many ways. The characters are very interesting. I found that I very quickly liked Red. Blue was a tricky one. It's sort of one of them where I didn't have that much of a hatred for him, but at the same time he still leaves a very definite impression. And Green is fantastic. I absolutely love Green. She has got to be one of my favourite characters in the adventures so far. She is a brilliant character, really funny, and yeah. It tends to have like I say, it's got a bit of a more mature theme, but the jokes are still pretty it's very Spider-Man-like humour. If you like sort of Spider-Man stuff, it's got that cocky wit, it's got that cheekiness to it. It's also got the realistic things. It's not like forced humour. It actually feels pretty natural, like most of the things. And there is many times when it's just sort of a bit trivial with rules that we have come to expect, but at the same time, it's a completely different universe. This is a universe where Pokemon can be killed. This is a universe where they are allowed more than 6 Pokemon. Things like that, where it's just sort of, you might not expect, it's an oddity, but once you get used to the fact that this is a completely different universe, it is good. Now, I originally really didn't want to read these for a very simple reason, that I thought they were just going to be sort of dated and non-canon. One particular problem was actually when I've looked into it beforehand, you need to read through the whole thing. It's like I did also pick up some of the Alpha, Omega, Sapphire ones. And reading them, they have a lot of references that I don't understand. It's like how, he instantly has a strong team. They instantly have this relationship. It's sort of like reading through. It seems as though Ruby and Sapphire have a romantic thing going on, but I don't know if that's just deep friendship or if that is actually a romantic thing. It's sort of like you've got to read through. So you do sort of need to start at the beginning. At the same time, I'm not trying to go into sort of the yellow that much because I haven't finished reading them all, and B, it's a different thing, but it's sort of like yellow had so many references to these 3 in them, so you've sort of got to start from here. I would say that one thing it does is it starts very well and continues strongly. It does get better as it goes on, but it's not like most things where I say that, where it's like you've got to give it a bit. I would say that if you can get hold of Pokemon Adventures 1, it is worth a read. No matter what, it's still very interesting to see how this universe is different, and that is what that does very well. It shows what is in store for it. So I would suggest, if you are interested, if you are debating, even if you are thinking you don't want to because it's dated and non-canonical and things like that, I would still suggest sort of getting this to see if you enjoy it. It is a very strong start to it, and like I say, it continues with that sort of level. It's not one where you have to be like, oh, you've got to read the first 2 because the third one is worth it. It is just this one. Once you finish reading Volume 1, you'll know if you like the series or not, and yeah, it's one where you can know whether you want to stick with it or not. You can usually get the first one relatively cheap. I looked online to try and get them, and it was only going to cost like £2 to get it posted. So it is a pretty cheap one if you do want to look into it. I would actually really suggest it. I think that it has been very interesting. There's a lot of different aspects that you wouldn't have considered. Like I say, it's a very unique story. Even though it is the same, it is Red is taking down Team Rocket. It's got a very unique story along that. It's like, yes, they're taking down Team Rocket, but Team Rocket's plan is completely different. Team Rocket manages to achieve something which seems impossible. And sort of in any other media, it would be completely shrugged off as impossible. But in the manga, it was done, and done very well. It's one where weak trainers can beat strong trainers with their wit. I think that it is a very unique take on the series. The most unique take, I would say, that if you like any of them, if you're interested in the games or the anime, you would be interested in them. I think if you're interested in both, you will love these. If you're not as fond on the anime, still worth a try. If you don't like the games, then what the hell are you doing on a Pokemon review? So yeah. Let me know what you guys think about these. Have you read them? If you have, leave your thoughts down in the comments below. If you are a long-term fan of Pokemon Adventures, what is your favourite volume? What is your favourite era? Let me know in the comments below. And if you do end up reading them, let me know. And yeah, have a look at my other videos. I have recently uploaded If I Was the Leader of an Evil Team, and I have also uploaded an Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon theory, despite them only being announced a few days ago. So yeah, so have a look at my channel, and if you like it, leave a like and subscribe for more Pokemon content, as well as many other nerdy content. I've got quite a lot coming up. See you next time.